Taking centre stage tonight in the Theatre of Dreams is one of the best footballers ever produced in the British Isles. It's the Roy Keane Testimonial in front of a 70,000 plus crowd here at Old Trafford. It's Manchester United, where Keane enjoyed 12 trophy-laden years, against Scottish champions Celtic, where his glittering career will sooner or later come to a close. It's live on Setanta Sports with an 8 o'clock kick-off. Supporters have come from near and far to pay tribute to a player who's made a massive mark in club football and, of course, in 66 appearances for the Republic of Ireland. The best part of 25,000 Celtic supporters will be here. He was £3.75 million well spent by Manchester United in the summer of '93. Between then and leaving Old Trafford last year, Roy Keane picked up 7 Premiership titles and 4 FA Cups. And since moving to Celtic Park, he's added an SPL title to his incredible honours list. Well, it's the celebration tonight of a special talent. That football phrase, match intelligence, could have been invented for Roy Keane. He's one of the game's genuine all-time greats. And tonight here at Old Trafford comes official recognition of a remarkable career. Manchester United, where Keane achieved legendary status, against Celtic, where the Keane imprint, in a matter of months, has already been felt. With me in the studio here at Old Trafford is Setanta Sports regular Craig Burley, the former Chelsea, Celtic and Scotland midfielder. And former Manchester United defender Gary Pallister joins us as well. Gary played alongside Keane here for 5 years, and you would have had some fun and games with him, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he's a tremendous player on the pitch and a tremendous character in the dressing room. He liked to joke, liked to laugh, liked to social with the boys. And, you know, he'd be sorely missed by the players at the club when he went to Celtic. But he's left a great legacy here, as you say. He's rightly a legend, 12 years, lots of trophies. And I think he'll be always in the heart of the Manchester United faithful.
He didn't like losing much, did he?
No, I think that's, you know, he very much epitomised the same spirit Brian Robson had in a football park. Both absolute, you know, warriors. Wouldn't put up with anything other than being the very, very best. If anybody was slacking on a football pitch, he was the first one to rip into you and give you a kick up the backside. He was, you know, like Brian was, he was like a bit of the manager on the football pitch, and you certainly knew you got a rollicking off Roy if he gave you one. But that was just the character of the man. He wanted to win so badly. If people weren't doing the job, he was the first to let you know.
Craig, you crossed swords with him on a number of occasions when you played with Chelsea, and he was in the Man United midfield. What was he like to play against?
Well, he was a good player to play against. He was always a fair player, Roy. I mean, he was hard but fair. But, you know, going back to his days at Nottingham Forest, when he first came over him, he was a real box-to-box midfielder. His goal-scoring record, I would suggest, at Forest was better than it was here at Manchester United, because what he did when he came here, he tailored his game, and he started playing a little bit more clever. He started just sitting in there with Paul Ince and dictating games, and he was the best, certainly in Britain, probably in Europe, when he was at his peak. I mean, absolutely fantastic, driving the team on, could put his foot in, could pass, could score a goal as well. So I mean, an absolutely fantastic player to play against. We had many good challenges, Rob, against himself and Paul Ince when I was at Chelsea with Dennis Wise, and I mean, I think you can see, looking at him here, how fit he still is, and that's testament to somebody at 34 when, similar age to myself, maybe some of us like the odd pint or two too many. He certainly looked after himself, and that's why he's still playing at the top level.
There's talk of him possibly having to pack it in. I think he's had a decision to make in the summer, Gary, with this persistent hip injury.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't. I mean, he had that bad cruciate injury a few years back, and you know, he had to tailor his game even more after that. He didn't. Greg was talking about the goals that he might not have scored, and I think that was because of this cruciate thing. He had to sit. He couldn't do the box to box as much as he used to do. But it would be a shame, because as we can see by them pictures, he is looking really fit. He looks after himself a lot better than maybe he did in the early part of his career. And it'd be a shame if he did quit now, because I think he's still got quite a bit to offer.
And what about the credit would go to the late Brian Clough? You know, taking him from Ireland for next to nothing really, taking him into Nottingham Forest. Nobody really knew him. Went in there to a decent side at Forest, and as I say, getting forward, Rob, from midfield at that point, there was nobody better. Alex spotted that, Sir Alex Ferguson. Kenny Dalglish was desperate to take him to Blackburn, to a championship winning side at Blackburn Rovers, and he was really disappointed when that didn't come off. But I don't think, if you look at it with respect, Blackburn Rovers are coming here to Manchester United. There is absolutely no question he made the right decision.
I think he was very close to going to Blackburn at one stage, and then he got the call. And obviously over in Ireland, Manchester United and Celtic are the two big names that you want to go and play for. And once I think that call came through from Sir Alex, then he was determined to come here. And I know it did upset Kenny Dalglish, but I think he probably did make the right decision in the end.
Okay, let's have a look at the teams for tonight. Firstly, the home team. This is how Manchester United will line up. Tim Howard in goal, bidding farewell to the Manchester United fans, at least temporarily. He's going on loan to Everton for a year. Back four of Brown, Ferdinand Vidic and Evra. Midfield four, Ronaldo, Piqué, Giggs and Richardson. Up front, Zaha and Rossi. No sign of Ruud van Nistelrooy in that team. Very much a talking point in these parts at the moment. That's Manchester United then. This is Celtic. Pretty much as strong as they can be at the moment. Artur Boruc in goals. Back four, Paul Telfer, Stan Varga, Stephen McManus, who might have been heading to the Kieran Cup with Scotland had he not been withdrawn by his manager for testimonial business. And Mark Wilson completes the back four. The midfield four for Celtic, Stilian Petrov, Roy Keane, Neil Lennon and Sean Maloney, the Players' Player of the Year. And up front, Maciej Zurawski and John Hartson. A lot of the chat around here is about Ruud van Nistelrooy at the moment. It'll be interesting to hear from Gary what he reckons about what's happened and what I guess will inevitably happen when you fall out with Fergie. There tends to only be one winner.
Yeah, exactly. If you know what we're hearing coming from the club is that there's been a meeting and Ruud's future is going to be decided. At the moment, it's not looking very rosy. He stormed out of the game on Sunday after being left out of the squad, and there's rumours of him not being very good for team spirit and falling out with Ronaldo in the training park. If he has had a fallout with the manager, then as you say, shame as it is, I can't really see much of a future here for Ruud. The problem Man United are going to have is trying to replace him. He's a player that guarantees you 20 goals a season. I know Zaha's come in and done fantastically well. He's looking the part. He's playing a number of games now. But he has been prone to injuries. If you lose him for another long period of time, who's going to score the goals? You've got the young lad Rossi there on the sidelines pushing for a first team berth. But somebody like Ruud with his experience and the goals he can score in Europe as well is certainly going to be a big miss.
Here's a player who's been very much part of the scene at Old Trafford for a long time and continues to be so. Ryan Giggs, who is filling a central midfield role these days, post Keane. And pretty impressive there he is as well, Craig.
Central midfield, up front, any of the wide positions. If he's on the left side, the midfield is attacking down the flank and getting across in. If he's on the right, he's cutting in into his left foot. And we do speak about players, and we'll speak about Sean Maloney and the Celtic team in a little while, but guys coming in and doing really well but then not sustaining it, and Ryan Giggs, along with, it has to be said, Scholes and Nicky Butt and the Nevilles, when they come in, have sustained it over a period of 10 or 12 years. That is the difference between the top players and the guys that fall by the wayside. It's easy to do it for one season. To do it for the amount of seasons this fella has been absolutely fantastic. Still fit, still producing the goods, and still an integral part, you would imagine, of Sir Alex's side.
Is that the best place for him at the moment, central midfield, Gary?
It's just a case of needs must at the moment. I think they've obviously struggled to fill the void left by Roy once he left for Celtic. I think I prefer to obviously see Ryan on the left or up front, where his pace and his timing of his runs can cause defenders all kinds of problems. But needs must at the moment. He's forged a good partnership alongside John O'Shea there towards the end of the season. They've looked a lot more solid in that area. They've now got Paul Scholes coming back. It was great to see him playing on Sunday against Charlton. He's been out for a long time. There's a big worry about his career and this blurred vision that he's got. But I wouldn't be surprised if the manager's looking to bring another player in the likes of Roy Keane or Brian Robson, because I think that midfield area still lacks that bit of authority, and it's something he's maybe going to have a look at during the close season.
Louis Zaha has been a favoured option for Sir Alec up front recently, as Ruud van Nistelrooy has slipped out of favour, and certainly, Craig, when he's played, he's got a great strike rate.
Well, he has, and he's got that one asset that defenders hate. He's got pace, and if he gets turned and gets running at you, then he is a handful. Now, he's had to fill the void because there is obviously a problem there with Van Nistelrooy, so Sir Alec needs somebody to come in. He's obviously got Wayne Rooney, who's injured at the moment, but he needs somebody to perform, and whether Sir Alex sees Zaha as the long-term guy to be filling that slot remains to be seen. But he's certainly a player who's failed to live up to his 10 million tag when he first came in, but he's getting some sort of return from it at the moment.
And here is the man of the moment, the centre of attention this evening, Roy Keane, who will line up alongside Neil Lennon in central midfield for Celtic. When he moved to Celtic, Craig, there was all sorts of debate, wasn't there, about how that would work. Would it work with Neil Lennon, a holding midfield player, Roy Keane alongside him? But Keane is the sort of player who can fit into any sort of system.
It's worked in the SPL, but Celtic are champions of Scotland. They're in the Champions League next season. Will it work in the Champions League at a higher level with two guys in midfield at 34, 35 who are not going to be able to get forward? I'm not so sure, in my opinion, that will work. But certainly in the SPL, it's been a coast. They really have been coasting. Both of them. They're both quality players, but Roy Keane for me is a far better player than Neil Lennon. That goes without saying. And whether it'll be at Celtic next season, I would think at this moment in time there's a big doubt about that.
When he left here, Roy Keane, to go to Celtic, it all happened very quickly. It all happened very suddenly, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. And there was a lot of conjecture about whether he'd fell out with the manager, with Alex. But if there was any kind of trouble, I think it's been put aside now. I think they've got that much respect for each other that they wouldn't be a worry about that. But I think it's great to see him come, because it was talk about him maybe not having a testimonial. Because it did happen so quick, it didn't give him a chance to say goodbye to the fans at Old Trafford. I think he's thought about that long and hard, and he's decided to do it, and it gives everybody the chance here to say thank you for so many great years that he performed here.
Let's hear what some of the Manchester United players have to say about Roy Keane. We'll hear from Gary Neville, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and firstly Paul Scholes.
Great player. Someone I love playing with, and I think the rest of the lads love playing with him as well. He was always there. He's someone to lead the team as well, and someone to get on the ball and pass the ball to you, and he knows where you want the ball, and he was just a great player to play with, and badly missed.
For me, he's the player I most admire of the ones I've played with. I've learned so much from him, and he's been a fantastic leader.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, because these games against Celtic, they're never friendlies, and it is a special occasion. I think for everybody at the club, not just for Roy, because I think, obviously leaving, he left so suddenly, and I think it is a chance for everybody, to say thank you to him, because he's the most influential player that I've ever played with, and a great example, I think, and challenge you all the time when you're at the club, and I think that's something that is missed. And on Tuesday night, he'll, everything that, every single clap, every single, shout from the crowd that he receives, he deserves, and for so many great years at this club, and his level of performance and consistency.
He certainly is one of the true legends of the club, and for me, he would always be in my team if I'd pick the team. So hopefully he'd play in the red shirt as well, but he'll probably play in the Celtic shirt.
There are always special atmospheres when we play Celtic. I would imagine, obviously, Roy being at Celtic now, it will be more special on Tuesday night than it ever has been before. And like I say, it's not a friendly, this match. They come down here. I've played in 3 or 4 of these matches now, and learnt to prepare as if it's a proper game. The first 2 or 3 you maybe think, it's a friendly, and you can maybe get caught out. I don't think there'll be many United players getting caught out on Tuesday night, and we'll be preparing in the right way, as if it's a proper game, because it certainly will be once you get out there. For all the good humour and all the the good atmosphere around the occasion, and certainly there will be for Roy once the game starts. And there's a tackle to be won, and there's a header to be won, and there's passes to be made. It will become a proper football match, and you need to be prepared. And certainly the Man United players will be made aware of that over the next few days.
Gary speaking there about the great atmosphere around the game, and that's very evident outside the ground. They're having fun in the sun, this lot, keeping their fluids up and paying tribute to the one they call Keno.
Not too many people can get into a team and actually produce the kind of display to raise everybody's game, and a player like that is just totally irreplaceable.
He's a worker, and you need him. If you don't have someone in the middle winning that ball, then best Cantona and lot may as well go on.
The single greatest player that we've ever had for the club. That's even including Robson, Cantona, the rest. Keane was everything, absolutely everything.
Maradona said one thing, how good Keane was. He does a simple thing well all the time. If you think Maradona, the greatest footballer ever lived, says that, something special. Keane's up there with him.
I was the best I was, because he's so unique. He's he didn't know. He set nil standards. He made average players look good and good players look great.
Just his dedication, his motivation. Never forget the Juventus game when he got booked and he was going to miss the final, but it didn't matter. He got us through there. I'll always remember him for that.
I don't think you'll hear a bad word about him tonight. The Roy Keane testimonial. Manchester United against Celtic, kick-off just about 15 minutes away now. Sir Alex Ferguson once referred to Keane as the heartbeat, Gary, of United. An accurate statement?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you heard Gary Neville there talking about it. He was influential, is, you know what I mean, is what Roy was all about. He was the heartbeat of the side. He was the player that drove people on. If people, like I said earlier, if people were having bad games, he was the first to be. It wasn't Sir Alex who was giving you the rollicking from the sideline. It'd be Keane. He'd be on your case. He'd be driving you, saying, "Come on." He was desperate to win games, and if people were falling below the normal standards, he'd give you the kick up the backside. He was just. I think he kind of grew once sort of Robbo left Old Trafford. I think he was a little, maybe not intimidated, but he kind of let things go to Robbo. Once Robbo left, I think he took it upon himself to be the driving force of the team, alongside maybe the likes of Paul Ince and Steve Bruce, and he took to it so easily that, you know, eventually the manager made him the captain of the club as well.
We'll hear shortly from Sir Alex Ferguson and from one of his former pupils, Gordon Strachan, the manager of title-winning Celtic. That's on the way.
Of life is a powerful beat, put a tingle in your fingers and a tingle in your feet. Rhythm in your bedroom, rhythm in the street. Yes, the rhythm of life is a powerful beat. The sun is shining, of course. Well, it just had to today, didn't it? Just look at this crowd. Everyone wants to be here. Every vantage point is being taken. The place to be, of course, is there, on the bus. They're the winners. Nice touch. You can join them. You can win an Xbox 360 every 90 minutes with Pepsi Max. It's been a wonderful day. It's a day to tell your children I was there. It's almost here. The 2006 FIFA World Cup. Budweiser could be your passport to Germany. So text in a photo of you and your buds, along with a passport number on the back of your bottle, for a chance to be a FIFA World Cup winner every 48 hours. Budweiser, the official beer of the 2006 FIFA World Cup.
Sport. It's what we're about.
Please give £2 a month to fund more research and help more people survive cancer.
Next season, Setanta Sports will be offering you even more SPL football for your money. In addition to extended highlights, in-depth analysis and expert views, we're now showing 60 live SPL matches, giving you even more chances to see your team in action. For more information on subscribing to the Setanta Sports Pack, log on to www.setanta.com.
We're 10 minutes away from kick-off in the Roy Keane testimonial here at Old Trafford. Manchester United against Celtic. Let's hear from the United manager, Sir Alex Ferguson, with Scott Booth.
Sir Alex, this is exactly what this player deserves, no ordinary testimonial.
Absolutely. Well, I think that the fact that Celtic brought 23,000 fans adds to the whole thing. But more importantly, I think there'll be 60,000 United fans, or 50,000 United fans, and which is a recognition of the contribution Roy Keane made at our football club.
Now, you've worked with the best. What do you feel are his most endearing qualities?
Well, Roy had this unquenchable thirst to win a football match, and it spread right through the team. The influence was staggering, and for 10 years, particularly as captain, he was the biggest influence in his football club.
Is that something that worked well with you, the fact that he did possess the same need to win as you did?
Well, I often say this, that I could see myself in Roy. and I was very comfortable with that.
Now, he left abruptly in November. Is this a more fitting way to say cheerio to the players, to the fans, to yourself?
Absolutely. This is a perfect opportunity. Our fans will show a fantastic reception to him, and quite rightly so, because they more than anyone will have appreciated what he's done here.
Do you feel that he is the type of player that is irreplaceable?
Well, we've been looking for him for Roy Keane for 3-4 years and haven't found anyone, and I don't think there is any out there. But we'll keep looking. We always hope that, particularly for Club United, we're going to find a Roy Keane, because quite rightly this club deserves to get the best players, and in fairness, in their history they've always produced the best players anyway.
Are you looking forward to having him as the heartbeat of your team again for one last time?
For 45 minutes I've told them no shouting my little boys. But yeah, he's going to be in our team to sign off.
When you look at the fact that the Celtic fans have come here in droves, it's no surprise, is it?
Not at all, no. I'm a bit staggered it's 23,000 of them. But nonetheless, they're down here for testimonials in the past, for Brian Robson, Brian McQuair, Mark Hughes, that's 3, trying to think of someone else, Ryan Giggs. And each time they brought about 10 to 12,000. Today, they've doubled that, and quite rightly for a really great player.
Is he going to play for both sides tonight?
For both sides, yeah.
Is he going to win for both sides tonight?
I hope not. Win for both, win the second half, and the winning team the second half.
Alex, thanks very much.
Gordon Strachan will have learned a lot in the past from the management techniques of Sir Alec, both at Aberdeen and here at Old Trafford as well. And he's had a great first season of Scottish football management, 2 trophies tucked away, including the reclaiming of the championship. Here's Gordon with Scott.
Gordon, are you looking forward to such a fantastic occasion?
Yeah, I was just telling the players in there, the younger players, they've been lucky they've been invited to celebrate the football and life of one of the best football players Britain's ever had. So they're lucky to be here, so they've got to use it hopefully to enjoy themselves and put in a good show.
Now you're in a good position now to assess Roy Keane's qualities. Can you describe just a few of them for us?
Let me think. You're lost for words when people ask you about Roy Keane, because I think everybody's used him probably more eloquently than me. When he walks through the door at Celtic Park, it's a huge presence. He starts playing, we're maybe 5 or 6 points clear, we end up 20 points clear when Roy's playing, you know. People light up with presence. Dion Dublin came along and gave us presence, but Roy Keane has an incredible presence about the place, and you can see the aura when he's playing. You can see the other side's going, we're playing against Roy Keane. Things have just got a lot harder, you know, so that presence he's built up over the years through outstanding performances.
Is he quieter around the place than you expected?
No, it's probably just what I expected, you know, forthright, opinionated times with the players around about him, but first of all, a team player, and he sets standards for himself that sometimes may be too high for other people to follow, but there's nothing wrong with somebody setting standards and you try to get near it.
How important has his presence been in your title win?
Oh, it's huge. I think, as I said earlier on, that we were a few points clear. We had a wobbly period, and Roy came to the team and we kicked on. I think the spirit since January in the squad was phenomenal. The results, we're running results are phenomenal from January onwards, you know. People think we might get caught up again with Hearts, but we showed great spirit, and our run was as good as anybody's in Europe.
This is a proud moment for not just Roy Keane, but also for the club itself.
Yeah, it's great to be invited along here, but it's for the club itself, it's not just the players. The invite goes out to the Celtic supporters, and I think that's why we have been invited as well, because we've got a lot of party animals in our support, and I think it's party time.
And next season, is Roy Keane going to be with you? Big question.
Oh, we see no reason, and he's indicated no way he's got to be playing anywhere else.
Do you think it's because he still has the appetite to do it somewhere else in the Champions League?
Well, I think there's that. He enjoys playing football, he enjoys being part of the club, he enjoys it here, so there's all that they kind of things, and he's not an old man yet.
Just lastly, have you enjoyed playing alongside him?
Being the manager of him?
No, playing alongside him, would you fancy that?
Oh, would I play? Yeah. Yes. I wouldn't like to misplace a pass or lost concentration somewhere, because there might have been an argument going on, but oh yeah, the secret to success as a football manager and a football player is to get good players round about you. So any success I've had as a football player and as a manager has been one of our good players round about me.
Gordon, enjoy the game. Thanks very much.
He was a player, a Manchester United legend, Sir Bobby Charlton, and it must be great for Roy Keane to think he is up there on that sort of level, held in such esteem by the United fans. Now, I know that Craig Burley, with me here in the studio, was hoping that we might get through the build-up to the game without mentioning the 1994 FA Cup final. One of the times you did cross swords with Roy Keane, and it wasn't a happy scoreline for Chelsea that day, was it?
Gary played as well that day. Picked up a winner's medal, but no, he was. One of my binding memories of Roy Keane was in Turin. I think it was in 1999 when he dragged Manchester United back against Juventus to go into the Champions League final, and he was booked in that match. And then he knew he was missing the Champions League final. It must have been soul-destroying for him, but he was man of the match that night, and that sums the guy up for me.
As Gordon Strachan was saying there, Gary, you do run out of adjectives after a while, don't you, to describe Roy Keane?
Yeah, I think you do. The superlatives all away from me. As he rightly said, he's been one of the finest players this country's ever produced, or the British Isles have ever produced. He's an amazing player, an amazing captain. He's amazing off the park as well. Tremendous for team spirit. You know, if he did give you a rollicking on the pitch, as soon as he got back into the dressing room, it was forgotten about. He just wanted, you know what I mean, it's while that passion's still in him, he wants to get it out, you know what I mean, off his chest and say what he feels. It's just a tremendous occasion. It's great to see like the Celtic fans mixing with the Man United fans and just really enjoying it, as Gordon said, a party atmosphere.
OK, let's get to the action then. It's Manchester United against Celtic. In tribute to Roy Keane, you'll hear from former Manchester United striker Frank Stapleton and match commentator Jock Brown.
Thanks, Rob. Yes, the theatre of dreams is so alive that even Roy Keane, cool though he may be, will feel emotional about this. Frank, from the professional point of view, how do players approach a match like this?
Well, I think in most situations, a testimonial, you're feeling running around at half pace. But actually, when you actually play against Celtic, it's a little bit of a different game.
Well, we're looking forward to that, and we have the teams in the tunnel, so let's confirm who is going to be involved this evening. And the Manchester United side, there's no Gary Neville, who's on the bench, but no Ruud van Nistelrooy, and he's not on the bench, so look out for the two youngsters, 18-year-old Gerard Piqué, who's a centre-back by trade, and Giuseppe Rossi up front, partnering Luis Saha. Paul Scholes and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer are on the bench. Roy Keane wearing the captain's armband tonight for Celtic. He'll switch in the second half to lead out Manchester United. And his children here with him, wife and family, have obviously attended this very important occasion. A man who was reluctant initially to have a testimonial match, but then was prevailed upon to do so. And I think when he walks out here this evening, he realised that was a very good decision. So Roy Keane and his children make the long walk up the famous tunnel at Old Trafford. Well, I think I might be getting to him, Frank. I think he is feeling a little bit emotional there.
Yeah, and that's not something you can say very often about Roy Keane. He doesn't get emotional about things, but with his family there and this amount of crowd here tonight, it's an unbelievable scenario. But you know, I still think there's going to be a competitive edge to the game. We wouldn't want it any other way.
So the guard of honour there, the two sides lining up to allow Roy Keane to take his bow in the middle of the field. Huge contingent of Celtic supporters, remarkable attendance, 23,000 here. And the man of the moment takes the acclaim. There's 5 children with him, and that will mean a great deal to him, I'm sure. I just wonder what they make of that. Well, the entire stadium united in its admiration for one of football's greatest players of the modern era. Well, you seldom see him look quite so friendly and relaxed before a match starts.
No, you don't see him smiling on the football pitch too often, all right. But I think it must be a great feeling, and having your family there with you, it's one of those times you very rarely get a chance to do that. But it'll be a lovely feeling, but it'll all go out of the way once that ball is kicked and we're off and running. We'll get stuck into it, and hopefully, I don't think we'll see any sort of injuries. But as we were just talking about there before, Joe, the actual game itself, I've played in testimonial matches against Celtic for Arsenal and Manchester United, and the game is competitive. It isn't a tap about. Everybody's going in to try and win the ball. Obviously being very aware not to get injured, but at the same time, if you don't have that competitive edge, the game is boring.
Well, Roy Keane waving there. I wonder what it's to his wife Teresa, who is here, not a regular attendant at matches he plays in, but she's here this evening, naturally, with the children. So a mark of appreciation there from Roy Keane to all those players who clearly respect him so much. Let's check on that Celtic team. They're at full strength, apart perhaps from Shunsuke Nakamura, who's not featuring. He's preparing for the World Cup with Japan, and Roy Keane will be starting this match in green and white, but expected to change to red and black for the second half. Just checking the Manchester United formation first, Frank.
Yeah, so I think that the big surprise is PK playing in midfield. But that's it, that position is the one that Manchester United are trying to fill. Obviously, since Roy Keane's departure, Ryan Giggs has been extremely effective in that position since he went in there. But they need a combative midfield player. PK is that, but he's only a young player. He's only just turning 19, but he's got a nice touch on the ball. And I think that they're probably having a look over these next few months and into next season, if they don't find somebody to replace Roy Keane or John O'Shea in that midfield position, PK could be the man.
And the Celtic formation, a very familiar one. No surprises there. Petrov may push double central area. Sean Maloney could push forward.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see whether they push on to Roy Keane and try and stop it from starting the moves. Obviously Neil Lennon, similar sort of player, keeps the ball, keeps it nice and simple. And I think with the competitive edge, it will be interesting to see how Hartson and Zaraski come up against the two United centre-halves.
So an extensive list of substitutes there. You see Gary Neville who come on. Roy Keane listed as a man as substitute. Paul Scholes and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, very welcome. Whereas the two youngsters there, Fraser Campbell and Kevin Lee. For Celtic, familiar list of subs. And Bobo Baldi is back after missing several matches with a stomach injury. Rocco Quinn and Charlie Mulgrew with a Dundee United could also feature. So Roy Keane in the unfamiliar situation of shaking hands with his opposing captain Ryan Giggs, with whom he played for so many distinguished years here at Old Trafford. Yeah, Celtic huddle and some very relaxed faces in there too. I wonder just what's being said by Roy Keane at the moment. Sir Alex Ferguson in very relaxed mood, no doubt about that. What kind of occasion he can enjoy. Referee Mark Halsey, I think, setting the tone there, is telling the players just how he intends to go about things this evening. A little bit of licence normally from the officials in these matches, Frank.
Yeah, of course, as long as there's nothing silly, but at the same time we're still expecting to have a real go here. And you were just saying there, Sir Alex being relaxed. I remember Aberdeen coming here for Martin Buchan's testimonial in a pre-season match, and we were winning 2-0 at half-time. You could almost hear the screaming from the dressing room to get out there and put on a performance in the second half, and they did come back, and the game ended up 2-2.
Well, we were wondering about PK playing in the midfield position. He is not starting there. Rio Ferdinand is going to start in midfield, which is very interesting indeed. I suspect he may play a brisk 45 minutes in World Cup preparation, Frank.
Yeah, and Ferdinand has played there before. They've used him in League Cup matches to play in that position. And there's no doubt about it, he has the ability to actually get on the ball, and it's just getting used to playing in that position. He can play the ball, as you just saw there, for our first time, but it's getting to terms with the, closing people down. I think it was the Wolves game in the FA Cup this year. That was the match that we played in.
So a very interesting switch tactically. PK in fact starting at right back, Vidic and Brown at centre back, Evra at left back. The clearance there by Howard. This is Louis Saha, and the first touch for Giuseppe Rossi. Paul Telfer's been here many times before in his time with Coventry and Southampton. Richardson's pass collected now by Giggs. This stadium packed full of international footballers for this match. There's one of them. Patrice Evra with the ambitious long-range effort, which doesn't trouble Arthur Boric.
Yeah, this player, Evra, he hasn't really played enough games to really make an assessment. I've got a feeling that he could be a wide left player in the midfield rather than a left back. He's very, very quick. Obviously still come with the terms a little bit with the pace of the Premiership, but I just think that it looks like he's got the ability to go on the outside of people and get decent crosses in.
Slipped by Boric, but the goal kick reaches Petrov. Here's Telfer closed down rapidly by Richardson. This is Zurawski. And now Keane. Zurawski tackled well in midfield there by Ferdinand. And Stephen McManus goes to retrieve, and one of the players who did not go to Japan with Scotland for the Kirin Cup so that he could play in this match and again on Thursday night against Newcastle United, the Alan Shearer testimonial. David Marshall is on the bench. He is in that category. So too is Sean Maloney, who's in possession. And now it's Roy Keane. Now Saha. Chance to run it. Varga. That's good play. Giuseppe Rossi waits in the middle with Ronaldo. Tester there for Arthur Boric from Saha. Clarkson takes over from Wilson. This is Maloney. Well, there's certainly no suggestion this is other than a normal football match, Frank.
No, the pace is good, and of course the atmosphere has created that. We'll just wait and see, just as we get around the penalty area, see the tackles coming in there, which is, I think that's what people want to see. I don't want to see people posing around and just looking to lay the ball off square. They want to see some progressive football and attacking football, and obviously goals as well would be nice. But I've been in a lot of these games where it's 0-0, Jock.
Well, let's hope that's not the case here, but the players not prefer playing in normal football though, Frank, and not exhibition stuff.
No, I think the pace of the game, nobody's having time on the ball to try and pick out, what are passes that look good.
There's Richardson sprinting away there from Telford. A very good ball across. No one in position to attack that. Saha was outside the penalty area when that ball came in. That's Ronaldo. Nimble footwork demonstrated once again.
Yes, he could be a star of the World Cup this year. He plays a different role, I think, for Portugal. Very exciting player on the ball, but sometimes can be frustrating when he doesn't release the ball early enough, but very, very talented.
Sean Maloney using Keane's presence behind. Sharp interception there by Ferdinand in midfield, and Giggs spotted Boric off his line. Not for the spectacular finish.
And it is World Cup here.
And sadly, once again, Ryan Giggs will not be involved. That's a real tragedy his entire career so far, and no World Cups.
Yeah, much is the pity. I think the Welsh team in 3-4 years ago, possibly the strongest they've had since '58. They just didn't make it.
Vidic brings it clear. That's for Rossi, who's challenged strongly by Varga. Varga's status with the club in question for next season. Expected to leave. Wes Brown's header. This is Evra. Richardson turning into Lennon rather. Hustled into trouble there on the touchline. Northern striker in the technical area. No suggestion that he's prepared to relax on the bench. Good running again by Giggs. Magnificent movement from Giggs. That's Rossi beaten to the ball by McManus. Well, the big debate really is where Ryan Giggs is most effective now, Frank.
Yeah, well, the little glimpse of turning the clock back there from years ago. Neil Lennon wasn't quite sure where he was going. And this is almost a fantastic ball, but still be producing stuff like that in this latter half of the season.
That's Ronaldo. Well, a very good strike in the ball, Ronaldo, with both feet.
Yeah, nobody coming out to close him down, and he doesn't need prompting to have a shot. Wasn't quite as hard as he can hit it, but you have to be aware of that.
That's one for Zarowski to chase. Wes Brown quick enough though to get there well ahead of the Polish international striker. Here's Tim Howard, who's reckoned to be on his way to Everton for a season's loan, while Edwin van der Sar holds the #1 jersey here. This is Ferdinand. Rossi's layoff. Now Ronaldo. Space over on the far side for Evra. Petrov is sucked inside into that central midfield area. Getting space on the far side for Manchester United. Now Giggs. That's for Rossi. Brilliant save by Boric. But what a reminder there is Stephen McManus of the quality of strikers at this level.
Oh, this is a fantastic cross in. What a good movement by Rossi ahead of the defender. That is a fantastic save. He couldn't have seen that 4 yards away. Fantastic.
Well, Rossi so close to scoring. He's only made 5 starts in the senior team for Manchester United. 7 appearances from the bench. He's scored 4 goals so far. Now Richardson. United exploiting space on their left-hand side. May well be that Gordon Strachan has to address that before long, with Petrov always inclining to come into the centre of midfield to join Keane and Lennon. Maloney to Hartson. That's good play. Pass from Keane was an excellent one. Short and accurate for Hartson. This is Mark Wilson. Keane again supporting all the players in possession. Does that so well. Petrov's dummy. Good movement. And Vidic and Brown closed in very effectively there. They were quick in the turn, the centre-backs.
Yeah, good prompting from Keane there, wasn't it? Good work, good running off the ball. Just didn't squeeze through the 2 defenders there.
In fairness to Ferdinand, he looks extremely comfortable in that centre midfield position. Vidic across there to Evra. Marcus pass collected in midfield by Lennon. Maloney allowed their return. Wilson always keen to charge forward on the left-hand side. Running at PK. Zurawski. Petrov. Another ricochet. Falls kindly for Tim Howard. Good sharp play around the box, so from Celtic. Referee Halsey cuts that off, and Hartson takes advantage. Here's Petrov. Good handling by Howard. Roy Keane was the player looking for the rebound.
That's a long way out. Just fancy his chances. William Petrov didn't quite catch it. And they just crept past the post. Goalkeeper wasn't sure.
William Petrov has asked for a transfer from Celtic, the longest serving player, joined the club in 1999. Captain of Bulgaria. A player, I think, who could certainly grace the Premiership. McManus goes for distance, looking for Hartson. It's good play. Now Maloney. Lennon supporting from midfield with Keane. Telfer trying to offer an option on the far touchline. Celtic happy to retain possession here. Strings of passes together, settle into the match. Mark Wilson, £500,000 signing the January window from Dundee United, and he has been a huge success so far, despite playing what most people think is the wrong side of the pitch, on the left, where he's naturally a right-sided player. This is Giggs, and now Evra. Richardson under pressure there from Petrov. Advantage given. Evra in possession. Now Richardson. Oh, that's a lovely turn there by Rossi. Oh, he skipped away there from McManus once again. Looks very sharp with the ball at his feet.
Yeah, he's very, very good. He's got great feet, good movement. He'd no real right to win this ball. Let it run across him. Just a little bit unlucky. Came back off the defender onto his knee, but I think this boy's got real potential. And I think we may see a lot more of him next season, particularly the situation with Van Nistelrooy is clarified in these next couple of months.
Giggs held up by Petrov. Hartson battling hard there with Vidic. Piqué's pass, here's Ferdinand. Good control shown there by Patrice Evra. Zaha goes ahead. Keane and Lennon in the centre of the field again for Celtic. This is Maloney hugging that left touchline. Supporting the outside now by Wilson. Misunderstanding there with Zurawski. Now Rossi. We've got a run there from Louis Zaha, but Paul Telfer read that well for Celtic.
Well, for a second they had 4v3. They just waited a couple of more seconds. Could have made the extra man count, but decided to try and play the hard one. Through to the goalkeeper.
Maloney drifting inside to get him more involved in the play. Intricate passing in the middle of the field there, and a good challenge made by Vidic, and now Ferdinand has possession for United. Piqué. Well, the pace has dropped a little from the hectic start to the match. Both sides content to knock passes around the field in deep positions. I suspect that both managers may be less than happy about that. Now it's with Evra. Zaha. With support from Evra. Evra once again taking the pass from Giggs. Appears to be a problem out there for Celtic, the way United finds so much space on the left. Move breaks down though.
Well, I think the way they play normally United is, you know, slow build up, slow, and then all of a sudden they hit you with pace in that final third. And the two centre-backs have to be very, very concentrated on what's happening on the people around them and the movement, people coming through. And that's the normal way Man United play, and obviously it's worked very much for them this season, not as much as they would have wanted, but I think sometimes when you play teams on a regular basis you get to know what things are about, and obviously these two teams don't play each other that often.
Well, here's Stephen McManus, who's had a great first season as a Celtic regular. Well, it's a bit of a surprise he didn't take the chance to make his international debut in Japan. I'm sure he would have done. 23 years old now. Scored 8 times this season. Very good return for a centre-back. Zaha to Ferdinand. Wes Brown looking there for Ronaldo, who's been pretty quiet since the start of the match. Just an odd glimpse. Lennon in quickly on Giggs. Good challenge. This is Petrov. Now Hartson. Support comes from Keane. Maloney now attacking Piqué. Foul there coming inside. That's a free kick to Celtic, and a very good opportunity for the set-piece expert Maloney.
Yeah, very positive there. Young Piqué is normally plays centre-back for the reserve team, and I think he's just finding it a little bit difficult in the air, especially when people are running at him, but he's still learning the game. Real opportunity, as you say, here for Celtic.
Well, Maloney extremely good in this situation. Good attempt on the goal, and he's done just that. That's a fine save by Howard, and it had to be. Brilliant attempt by Maloney.
Well, he's got it up and over the wall, going in the top corner. And the goalkeeper was scrambling just to get there. Brilliant effort, absolutely.
Now Maloney with a corner. Howard with the punch out. The throw goes to Manchester United. No complaint there from Petrov, who was marking Richardson. Ferdinand's pass, looking for Ronaldo. Just a shade too long.
A lot of people have suggested that Ferdinand could actually play for England in that position. We do have plenty of centre-backs, but of course we do have a big choice in midfield. But as a sitting player in the cover, if you needed to slot into that position in the back four, if one of the centre-backs gets thrown out, they know the positions to pick up.
Zarowski's pace taking him clear on the right-hand side. The Celtic attack. It's on the way in the end by Wes Brown. Promising attack there from Celtic, but now there's space here for Richardson to exploit on the left. That was a very good tackle by Keane. That made all the difference. Halted the progress of the flying English international. Changing a joke and a smile.
Well, it was a decent tackle, wasn't it? You say nobody's pulling out. Well, there's nothing dangerous about the tackle. At the same time, both lads want to win the ball.
Piqué's header reaches Ronaldo. He's away from Keane, but not from McManus, who made a very good challenge on him. The one which I suspect Ronaldo wouldn't relish too much with the World Cup so imminent.
I don't think you can go into any match thinking like that, Joe, honestly. I think that you've got to go out and say, right, it's a game, you've got to get on with it. It's like any time you go on the pitch, if you're thinking of injury, it's going to happen.
Well, he's back on his feet, Ronaldo, not looking too comfortable at the moment, but looks like a knock he can run off. Good challenge by Vidic. Here's Saha. Held up by Wilson. The referee's given the foul against Saha. Saha looks aggrieved. It will change nothing. The free kick goes to Celtic.
Well, initially I thought that Saha's short was being pulled, but in the end he knew what he was doing. He looked on that probably as a tackle from behind.
Now Paul Telfer for Celtic. Well, what an end to his career, joining the club a year ago, winning his championship medal, a regular on the side. Vargas pass, here's Lennon. Petrov and Keane. Now Maloney. Rossi trying to cut off a ball back to Varga. Lennon reacted quickly. This is Maloney against Giggs. Or it's Zarowski. No, it's Maloney involved in that incident, and Zarowski making the run ahead, looking for the pass. This is Zarowski. Kept too low there by Telford, but it's back with Lennon, still promising for Celtic. Keane calls for the ball in the middle. Fine effort there by Roy Keane. How he'd have enjoyed that in these circumstances.
Not quite his distance, a little bit outside. Would expect Roy to score a goal from, but he was encouraged by the crowd. Good shot. I don't think he was going to beat Howard with that one, but I don't think he enjoyed it.
Little exchange there with Rio Ferdinand. He's got a winding him up a little about that.
Probably said to him he should have had a shot there.
McManus with the pass back. Well, Tim Howard perhaps matching the shave from Arthur Boric early on, the save from Rossi, and Howard did that against Maloney. Two excellent saves in the match. Now Ferdinand striding forward purposefully. Piqué. Now Ronaldo. Well, not quite sure what was intended there. It was almost on Zarowski's head. So a slow, measured build-up starts again from United. With Ferdinand. It's cut off easily by Lennon. Now Wes Brown. Giggs comes short. That's for Saha. Support behind from Ronaldo. Well, he is the kind of player you'd want to see in a testimonial match, Ronaldo, with the trickery and skills which he can demonstrate to the full. Ferdinand's pass is a good one. This is Richardson. Well, perhaps not quite so deadly on his right foot coming inside like that. That's the left-sided player.
Yeah, he's not really the threat when he comes in. Decided to have a go at the swinger. Well and truly swung, that was well wide.
Well, might have scored twice in his England debut.
And there is talk of him going, and that he's, he's serious contender for the place in the team. Gives him a good option, doesn't he? The England side, which they've had problems for a number of years on the left-hand side. So.
Natural left side, a lot of pace. Keane in there quickly on Ronaldo, and the PK wins that from Keane. Good turn by Rossi. Caught there by Varga. It's a free kick to United. He's electric, this young man, Rossi.
He is very direct once he gets. Great turn of the ball here. Shrugs off the first defender as he gets past there. Maybe Varga just caught him. Maybe just caught him on the knee. I think he was going to lose the ball anyway. I think it's very generous by the referee.
Not a great deal on that challenge, but it gives Giggs or Richardson or Ronaldo an opportunity here. Referee Halsey has not authorised the free kick yet. I've never seen Roy Keane so relaxed and smiling in the football field. Looks like Giggs. Now Evra gets the rebound and takes a crunching tackle there from McManus. Now PK. Saha. Ferdinand checking the options around, uses Vidic behind. Well, that tackle from Steve McManus is the only kind of tackle he can make, a wholly committed one.
I think if anybody was in doubt that this is a testimonial, that this is it. It tells you, I want to win that ball. Friendly or no friendly, I want to win that ball, and I think it's great to see him again like this.
Well, he's had a couple of difficult moments, McManus, from young Rossi, and perhaps he was very keen to establish his credentials there with that challenge.
Well, I think he's going to have to learn very quickly, because it's, you're going to see it next season in the Champions League, and you don't get a second chance. But he's learning, and I think he looks like a very good prospect.
Brilliant pass there by Giggs to Richardson. This is Rossi. Giggs again. Lennon covering back, and the ball runs for the goal kick. Well, Giggs certainly looks very lively too. A lot of pace in this United side.
I think we're at the stage where we could do with a goal, one way or the other, up the tempo a little bit, both sides.
Still enthusiasm around this magnificent stadium, remarkable. In fact, I'm even questioning, Frank, whether the Celtic contingent is as little as 23,000. They seem to be everywhere.
Yes, well, you look at through both ends of the ground, but then you do have a lot of supporters who support both clubs.
Yes, that's a factor in the whole thing. And they all support Roy Keane, of course. Ronaldo at pace, holding off Maloney, chased by Wilson. They're both very quick too. There we go. There's the war paint in the face, reflecting their respect for the hero. Back with PK. Evra has seen all of the ball in the early stages of the match. So too is Ferdinand. Vidic looking for Saha. Good first touch. Running of a blind alley there though eventually. Celtic had lots of cover in that area. Good play from defence. Hartson forced to hurry by Giggs. Welsh international teammates for so long. Till Hartson's retiral. Keane sending Suraski away. Howard changed his mind. Almost caught out there. Well, he seemed to be in charge of the whole situation, however, then checked out for a moment, and that made life difficult. Well, let off in the end for Manchester United, no doubt about that.
He's very fortunate to get away with that. Once the goalkeeper backs off, you've always fancied the forward. And then he realised that he could still get it. He scrambled it away.
There's Rossi stepping away from McManus, but running into Lennon. Vidic was strong there against Hodgson. Evra's pass finds Richardson. Ferdinand. With even movement around, not much happening. Evra offers that option on the left, and that'll be a corner kick. The deflection came off Paul Telfer.
Well, it's all very narrow, wasn't it? There wasn't very much space.
There's Tim Howard's let off.
Yeah, he backs off and then decides that he's going to go for it. And he was very fortunate. Jurafsky wasn't onto it quicker, because it would have been an easy chance for him.
Just think how easy it would have been for him. He kept coming the first time. He would have been well ahead of Jurafsky.
Yeah, he would have been well cleared. The ball would have been well down the other end of the pitch then.
Giggs with the corner, the outswinger. Clarkson couldn't get to that. Here's Ronaldo who can return it. It's a good ball in, well won by Varga. Now the counter-attack led here by Maloney. That's for Wilson. Good recovery work by Ronaldo. Well, perhaps feeling a little bit guilty about his cross being cleared so easily. Ryan Giggs in possession again. He's made 669 appearances for Manchester United. Scored 154 goals. Ryan Giggs, incredible servant. Still with lots more to offer, I think, Frank.
Yeah, since he's gone in that central midfield position, he's been a revelation this year. Because what he does, what you don't tend to get in most of the leagues, is players running from midfield with the ball. It tend to be central midfield players who can pass it well, but tend to just get it and give it. But when he gets it, he commits midfield players. And I think that's given Manchester United another element to their attacking poise.
Richardson trying a vicious pass there, but it's cut off well by Telfer. Here's Jurafsky. Petrov to Lennon. Very cool play by Varga. Good passing again from Celtic. Keane comes short to take possession again. Lennon to Hodgson. Maloney under pressure from Piqué. Forced to go back. Manis going for height there. Not likely to get the better of Vidic. Jurafsky with that kind of pass. Here's Lennon. And now Keane. A sprinting figure on the far side is Telfer. Closed down rapidly by Kieran Richardson. This is Petrov. Keane will start again. Well, Lennon. Jurafsky. Maloney held up well there by Piqué. Well, Celtic generally finding it hard to make that final pass in the final third of the field.
I think United have so much possession. I think that they're working so hard to make sure they don't give any space away, that when they get the ball, it's very hard for people to go up and support the two front players.
Now United can break. Richardson goes forward. There's Giggs behind, and Piqué coming from right back. Back from Ferdinand to Vidic. Careless pass by Vidic, forcing Evra to backtrack. Here's Giggs again. That's for Saha. Cut back met there by Wilson. Moves very well, Saha, into spaces on each side of the centre-backs.
Yeah, he works that very well.
Wayne Rooney in the stand with his girlfriend Pauline. Here's Piqué. Well, a little bit of ambition being shown by a number of players in shooting positions around the box in this first half of the match.
I'm just going to say about Saha, he's one of those players. He brings the centre-backs in short and just spins off the shoulder. And if the full-backs are pushed on in any space, he exploits it. And I think he's had a super season. I mean, when he's come in the team, and he's been really the problem for Van Nistelrooy.
If he takes over from Van Nistelrooy on a sort of permanent basis as the principal striker, how well do you think he can do?
Well, I think that in terms of producing goals, I don't think he'll get as many goals. But in terms of leadership of the front line, and it gives you more aggression. He can hold the ball up better than Ruud, but I don't think he'll get as many goals. But then sometimes you have to do that. You look at your team and you look at other areas to get your goals. And as long as the end result is the same as it was before, well, then people will be happy. They won't be looking at him to get as many goals as Van Nistelrooy, because he's exceptional.
There's Maloney. And now Lennon. Telfer well forward again. Maloney drifting inside to get involved in the play. Roy Keane is right on the left-hand side of the pitch at the moment. Ahead of Mark Wilson, who could take a pass here. Careless play there by Maloney. Celtic is suffered for that. Saha held up strongly there by McManus. Giggs with a pass, offside against Richardson. Forwards are winning the race anyway, and the referee's allowing play to continue. It's a good advantage. So it could well be that Saha's partner for next season will be Wayne Rooney up front. That will be very interesting to see settling in.
Yeah, well, they did play. They went through that unbeaten run of games. I think it was 8 straight wins, 9 straight wins, and you know, it was very much to the fore in those matches.
Zarowski moving wide, followed there by Brown. Good sharp challenge by Wes Brown.
Yeah, just Wes Brown just waiting, very patient defender. You know, he's a bit unlucky this season. He got a great run in the team and then ended up getting a slight hamstring injury, which is not normal for him.
Tim Howard coming to punch. Did so very effectively. That's a good header by Petrov. It's back with Maloney. Delivery not so good that time. Celtic in possession once again. That's good running again from Telfer. Zarowski's dummy allows Hartson to collect. Miscued the pass for Keane. Ferdinand has Ronaldo waiting for Piqué to overlap him. So Piqué's run was in vain. He has to track back now as a strong challenge is made by Lennon on Rossi. Here's Maloney, giving some freedom to move inside. Now Keane. Telfer's all on his own on the far side of the field. He's been allowed to go wide. Wilson attacking from the left. Good interception made by Giggs. Richardson and Saha combining. Richardson's pace is very significant here. He's taken right out of the play on his team McManus. Well, I think in other circumstances that might well be a yellow card.
Yes, he was committed to the tackle. Again, another learning curve for him. You see, he could have just shuffled the player out there instead of trying to win the ball, shuffle him away from the goal and buy a bit of time.
Paul Scholes warming up. Well, it's a real welcome sight for these Manchester United supporters.
Yeah, big surprise on Saturday for him to be even on the substitute bench, because they'd ridden him off for the season. And it was an ideal game in the Charlton match. They won 4-0 and they were always on top in that game.
discussion about the free kick, which Ronaldo looks likely to take. Zaha walking in leisurely fashion to join the attack. Spilled there by Boric, but it came to no harm for Celtic. Hit with great pace, that ball from Ronaldo. Boric will not be happy with this.
It's a great strike. He really should have held on to it. He saw it all the way. There was no reason why. Just let it hit his chest and didn't hold on to it.
It was cleared by Keane, who turned and glared at him. Nothing changes.
Well, I think he's probably right. I don't think you can argue. If it had been a goal, I think it got more than a glare.
A very rare sight on a football pitch to see Roy Keane so free quickly. So relaxed, smiling. Although had no goals, but it certainly has not had any adverse effect on the atmosphere. It really is a carnival. Great pass from Giggs. That was Zaha. Rossi playing it wide. Now Richardson. Played such a crucial role last season. Richardson keeping West Bromwich Albion up. Wasn't there this season though. Back at United. A player with a big future, I think, Frank.
Oh, yeah, without doubt. He's getting better at all the games, and the more experience he gets. But then again, the opportunities, you have to take them when you get on the pitch and get a chance here. You've got to take them. There isn't 3 or 4 games for you to settle in. You have to produce on the very first appearance.
Maloney's pass here, Zurawski. Petrov. Played in first time there by Wilson, but with no real purpose. On his weaker side there for the cross. Well, not one dissenting voice inside the stadium as they show their appreciation, the crowd, for Roy Keane. That's good play by Ferdinand. Now Richardson has Evra breaking on the left. Richardson, support from behind. Good dummy by Ferdinand. Giggs switching the play, and it's turned back for a corner by Maloney. An apology offered to his keeper.
Well, it's great disguise this from Giggs. Nobody actually saw that. Every time he was going for Zaha, but just got it wrong. The header back was well read.
Ronaldo's corner kick. Knocked away from the forehead there of McManus. Here's PK. Mistimed by Zaha. Long way out, but he didn't really make contact the way he intended.
No, the conviction wasn't really there. But PK played a good ball, and Zaha would have fancied himself. He's a very, very good header of the ball. Just caught the top of his head. Disappointed. Another one going to the World Cup, of course, with France.
Well, a short count, well in favour of Manchester United. 5 on target, and Celtic's 2. Still would suggest one excellent save apiece, Boric and Howard. Howard from Maloney, Boric from Rossi. Oh, sure to see a lot of changes in the second half, Frank. I wonder what is the impact of Roy Keane changing team?
Well, it's really hard to say. I think it'll be interesting to see what happens. I feel that sometimes when you make that many changes, if the manager makes them at half-time, that's not so bad. But when it's throughout the second half, it takes so long for the players to get into it, it's almost over.
Keane family looking on. Then turning it back for Wilson. Keane's giving it straight to Ferdinand. Now Ronaldo can break. Zaha wants it played through, but the decoy run is successful, allowing Richardson to come in from the left. Very tight angle there in the end for Ryan Giggs on his right foot, and Richardson's frustration is obvious.
Yeah, the first touch was poor, and then he slipped in the end. Very fortunate to even get to a red shirt. But they just didn't really taking the first touch on. It would have been in, and just the goalkeeper to beat.
Celtic not looking quite so relaxed there, perhaps not entirely happy with the football on offer. And Gordon Strachan too has got some words of advice for his players. Not happy either.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of a lull in the play, haven't we? There's not been really that conviction that we maybe saw in the first 10 to 15 minutes. We're just lacking a goal, I think that's what it is.
Would it be normal too, Frank, for some of these players to know they'll play one half only?
Yeah, I think so. The manager will have told everybody what's happening, and you know, there'll be certain players, obviously ones who are not going to be involved in the World Cup, they may play longer, but I would think that most of the guys who've got international commitments will be taken off.
That's Evra playing it inside. It's intercepted well by Lennon. That'll be kept in play, I think. Evra and Giggs, both very quick players. Both would have made it, I think. A punch by Boruc. That looked like one he could have caught. Good headed layoff there by Zurawski. Keane to Hartson. Poor ball by the Welsh international. Now it's Ronaldo. Testing the pace of Wilson. Seldom found lacking, in fairness to the Celtic fullback. Now Ferdinand. Richardson. Vidic playing it in. It's won by Varga. Now Keane. Just a couple of minutes remaining of the first half in Celtic colours for Roy Keane. And a bit of careless play there, giving possession back to Manchester United. Piqué and Ferdinand. The urgency has dropped out of the play towards half-time.
Yeah, just I suppose it's a natural thing, and that's where it becomes a little bit boring for the supporters, because once the edge is not there, you know, they're not going to really try to create anything. Everything is just going to be easy, and no pressure passes are made.
Rather than going forward, he has the option ahead of Zurawski. Zurawski will be a key man for Poland in the World Cup. With Boruc. There's Hartson. Space on the left for Maloney. That was good play by Maloney. Clearly fell. Surely, no, the referee hasn't given that. Well, he appeared to be bundled over by Piqué.
Yeah, my first feeling that he'd done him. He got him on the back foot, held him off with his arm. I thought it was a free kick.
Clear foul. Can't believe he didn't give that.
They are playing away. They're the ones you get at home.
Well, Gordon Strachan taking it seriously, all right. The final minute of the 45. No time added on here. It looks as though Roy Keane's half in Celtic colours will end all even. Sir Alex Ferguson is saying he would be in the winning team in the second half before the game. And he will have that opportunity now. It's half-time at Old Trafford. The Roy Keane testimonial. No goals, but some very good football on display with a half-time score. Manchester United 0, Celtic 0.
Wherever they are in the world, the Scots can always see something that reminds them of home.
This is me panning for gold, and Ayers Rock was something else.
Sport. It's what we're about.
This month
at McDonald's, you can text to win FIFA World Cup tickets.
What team do you support then?
Real fans only, please. 2 tickets every hour, every day throughout May at McDonald's. Stand by.
There's a fine line between winning and losing. Sometimes, just a few millilitres.
NASN Extra. A brand new service bringing you even more live North American sports coverage, including live and as-live games, sports shows, highlights, and analysis. Available every night between midnight and 3 a.m. on Setanta Sports. Visit NASN.com for more details and scheduling information. Extra sports, extra choice at no extra cost. NASN Extra.
It's almost here. The 2006 FIFA World Cup. And Budweiser could be your passport to Germany. So text in a photo of you and your buds, along with a passport number on the back of your bottle, for a chance to be a FIFA World Cup winner every 48 hours. Budweiser, the official beer of the 2006 FIFA World Cup.
It'll be hard work, but it will work.
There's his little fingers, there's his little toes, and just there's his little sister.
We're here to help people with the important things in life. That's why Clydesdale Bank is proud to support the life-saving work of the British Heart Foundation. To find out more, visit cbonline.co.uk.
He was a Celtic player in the first half. He'll be a Manchester United player in the second. It's the Roy Keane testimonial at Old Trafford, and at half-time it's Manchester United 0, Celtic 0. With me in the studio, the former Celtic midfielder Craig Burley and the former Manchester United defender Gary Pallister. Gary, what have you made of it so far?
I started off at a good tempo. The first 15-20 minutes was pretty good. Played in a quite a competitive spirit. It's dampened down a little bit towards the end of the game. It's it's been quite a hot day in Manchester, I think, and the players may be feeling a bit tired after a long season. But Roy's going to change strips at half-time, so we're led to believe, and might inject a bit more pace into it from United's point of view.
Was that a case of the players after 15 minutes or so, Craig, realising that it actually was a testimonial?
I mean, they did. That's exactly what happened. They started away at a furious pace and then realised that the season was finished and thought, well, hold on a minute, why are we running about like this? And I think we're actually sweating here more in the studio because it's absolutely roasting in here. But they're trying to play football. You know, both sides are trying to play, but it is very congested in the middle and nobody's really created anything in the last third. There's been 1 or 2 half chances. I mean, young Rossi up front for Manchester United's looked really lively. Maloney's trying to take the lad Piqué on every time he gets the ball. So there has been 1 or 2. What people have got to remember, it is a testimonial. Roy Keane is going to change sides, and we hope there's going to be a little bit more pace about the second half. But it's understandable if it doesn't really change.
Yeah, Giuseppe Rossi is a top young talent and came close to scoring in the first half. And this was a good save, wasn't it, from Artur Boruc, who will be playing at the World Cup with Poland.
Yeah, but it's great. I mean, that's what he's all about, this young kid, Rossi. He's got great movement. He comes off the shoulder of the defender there, nips in front of him, gets a good contact on it. It's a great save by the Celtic keeper, to be fair. But as I said, that's what he's all about. We've seen a couple of glimpses of him. He's a very sharp player. He's got a lot of goals in the reserves, and I think he's probably going to be asked to step up next year and play a more prominent part in the first team.
This is about as close as Celtic have got to breaking the deadlock. Sean Maloney's free kick. I wasn't sure there was a terrific amount of pace on that, but Tim Howard chose to tip it over.
I think Tim Howard made a little bit more of it, but Celtic fans will have watched Sean Maloney this season blossom, both in open play and with set pieces like that. He scored many of those for Celtic this season. That's taken him on to a championship. Fantastic player, and the Manchester United fans are having a look at him, and the Celtic fans are having a look at the likes of Rossi, because these are players that are not known to either fan. They're known to their own fans, but not known to the ones down here at Manchester or up in Glasgow.
There was much hilarity after Roy Keane's effort on goal here, and as Frank Stapleton said in the commentary, what was probably being said to him was, you should have had a shot instead.
Yeah, I think everybody was willing it to go in, wasn't it? Once he got a bit of space there, he doesn't take much of a backlift and tries to hit from 30 yards. It's never been his forte, shall we say, over the years. It's more sort of arriving late in the box, Keane, and getting on the end of things. But it'll be great to see him score a goal tonight, but he was very far away with that one.
I've never seen him smile as much in a game, and
it's more of a snarl usually.
It is, and I was reading his programme notes before the match started, and he doesn't really know how to take this. He didn't really feel like he wanted a testimonial, but he's got one. He's getting a great reception, and he looks as if he's enjoying it.
As we speak, he's changing out of the hoops and into the red of Manchester United. The second half of the Roy Keane testimonial is coming up after the break.
It'll be hard work, but it will work.
There's his little fingers, there's his little toes, and just there's his little sister.
We're here to help people with the important things in life. That's why Clydesdale Bank is proud to support the life-saving work of the British Heart Foundation. To find out more, visit cbonline.co.uk.
Sport. It's what we're about.
The sun is shining, of course. Well, it just had to today, didn't it? Just look at this crowd. Everyone wants to be here. Every vantage point is being taken. The place to be, of course, is there, on the bus. They're the winners. Nice touch. You can join them. You can win an Xbox 360 every 90 minutes with Pepsi Max. It's been a wonderful day. It's a day to tell your children I was there.
With all the football coming up, we're kicking off with an extra special offer. A free 7-inch portable LCD TV with all TV packages $1499 and over. Like this LG 37-inch high-definition LCD TV with DVD home cinema and stand, only $1499. £230 off, plus your free TV. With so many TVs on display, in-store and online, we're the only TV guide you'll need. Currys, always lowering prices.
The simplest ideas are always the best. Maybe that's why the Chrysler Grand Voyager, with stow-and-go seating and storage, has won the What Car Award for the best large MPV 2 years running.
Next season, Setanta Sports will be offering you even more SPL football for your money. In addition to extended highlights, in-depth analysis and expert views, we're now showing 60 live SPL matches, giving you even more chances to see your team in action. For more information on subscribing to the Setanta Sports Pack, log on to www.setanta.com.
This month at McDonald's, you can text to win FIFA World Cup tickets.
What team do you support then?
Real fans only, please. 2 tickets every hour, every day throughout May at McDonald's.
NASN Extra. A brand new service bringing you even more live North American sports coverage, including live and as-live games, sports shows, highlights, and analysis. Available every night between midnight and 3 a.m. on Setanta Sports. Visit NASN.com for more details and scheduling information. Extra sports, extra choice at no extra cost. NASN Extra.
This is the world-famous Tunnocks caramel wafer. On TV, you're not allowed to say that this is the best chocolate biscuit in the world, but what you are allowed to say is... You can say that.
Celtic supporters having fun as they do on tour, fun in the sun during the day, and they're enjoying their evening as well at Old Trafford, goalless at half-time against Manchester United in the Roy Keane Testimonial. With me in the studio, Craig Burley and Gary Pallister. And I just wonder if Roy Keane does lead Manchester United to victory in the second half, whether Celtic might just come up with some sort of conspiracy theory possibly here.
After the shooting in the first half and a couple of times to give the ball away, I wouldn't be surprised.
They should be safe enough.
It's going to be great the second half. But this is what the United fans have come to see, is Roy back in a red shirt, and they can pay tribute to him for the 12 years. Great service that he's given. Yeah,
because when he left, Sir Alec was saying in his pre-match interview, Craig, it wasn't really the way that Roy Keane should have walked out the door. This much better.
No, I'm sure it was disappointing from both their points of view, but nevertheless that happened. Went to a big club in Celtic, went on to win the championship there, but his memories of his 12 years here will be fantastic, and the performances he put in as a Manchester United player. The Celtic fans haven't seen that of Roy because he hasn't been there long enough, but some of his performances here over the years have just been absolutely fantastic, and I think what the game needs is maybe just a couple of goals to line up. I'm sure the fans are not really bothered which way it goes, to be honest. They're looking forward to it tonight. The Celtic fans are down here for a couple of days with another testimonial on Thursday for Alan Shearer. So they're looking to party tonight and looking for a bit more in the second half, and I'm sure Roy's just looking forward to maybe getting taken off before the end and getting another rousing reception, the same as what he got at the start.
And it's a measure of the man, isn't it? That it's a massive problem, and United haven't conquered it yet. It's replacing him.
Yeah, you heard Alex talking before the game that they were on the lookout to find some of them, but they're absolute gems to find people like that. United have been lucky over the years. They've had Brian Robson, they've had Roy Keane, they've had Paul Ince, and now it's a bit more of a struggle to try and get a player like that. He's tried with certain players that have come, and Jemba's come, Cleberson's come. The lad Miller from Celtic has been down, and
he played for Leeds last night in the playoffs, so it's not quite worked for him.
So I mean, he's only out on loan. He may come back, hopefully, as a better player. But they found it hard to replace, and you can scour the world and not find somebody like Roy Keane. He's more or less irreplaceable.
And if you do find somebody of a similar ilk, you're going to pay, I don't know, 15, 20. When you consider Chelsea paid 24 million for Didier Drogba, as you see Roy Keane coming out in the Manchester United shirt. Sir Alex Ferguson's still trying to replace him, and he's finding it one of the most difficult positions in his team to replace, and I think we all understand the problem he's got with that.
I just wonder, will Roy Keane think, I asked Gary this pre-match, will Roy Keane think this is the moment to say goodbye, I'm hanging my boots up?
I think there is a distinct possibility that might happen. I know he's got another year at Celtic, but he has mentioned the travelling, the commuting from his home in Manchester. He's also got a problem with the hip, which has been well documented. So he may decide in the summer to call it a day, but he's had a distinguished enough career that you've got to allow him the opportunity to do so, and I'm sure within time Roy Keane will let everybody know, especially the Celtic fans and the Celtic manager, what his decision's going to be for next season.
Well, he's still got a captain's armband on, but he's done a quick change during the interval, swapping the hoops for the famous red shirt that he wore with distinction in that glittering 12-year career at Manchester United. Second half is coming up with our commentators, former Manchester United striker Frank Stapleton and Jock Brown.
Thank you, Rob. Well, a glimpse around the United players for a second. I will tell you that there are significant changes. Paul Scholes is out there, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is out there, Gary Neville is out, Mikael Silvestre. A number of significant changes, and what a welcome for Paul Scholes and for this man Solskjaer. What a tough time he's had, but his standing is so high that he has been given a new contract, stay on longer despite missing more than 2 years through injury, Frank.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal comeback, and he was playing in the reserves this season and was doing very, very well, and unfortunately ended up getting his jaw cracked in a collision, I think, with Hugo Ekiog in the reserves against Middlesbrough. Right out of the blue, but the real fact of it was that he came back very, very quickly. He's back, played in the first team Saturday, but I think it was nearly 18 months or 2 years out, a reconstruction on his knee. He's been given the 2 years, and I think also they're looking at him to being a coach here in the future.
Ian Dublin out there, so to Stephen Pearson and Alan Thompson for Celtic. So the changes all being run. this evening. Gordon Strachan has shuffled his pack for the second half. And we'll just run through the teams in just a moment here to give you a clue what's happening. Trouble with testimonials, they change the personnel so frequently. It won't end here either. So Mark Halsey has checked the watch, and Celtic have the second half underway. And let's just do a quick check on the United side. The back four is now Neville, Vidic, Brown and Silvestre. Across the middle it is Solskjaer, Keane, Scholes and Richardson. And it's Giggs and Ronaldo appear to be playing up front. There's Alan Thompson on the left-hand side of the Celtic midfield now. Capable of a very good shot to that sort of range. It's got a ricochet to Petrov. This is Lennon. Celtic back four unchanged, I can tell you. That's for Dublin, former Manchester United striker. He'll love to score there.
This is a lovely ball, beautiful little chip over the top. He's just stretching. I think maybe 5 years ago they got that one down. But a lovely play from Celtic, and the edge is back at the beginning of this second half.
Now 37 years old, Dion Dublin. As Richardson, he's held up there by McManus. Richardson again. Outside him is Giggs. Measured ball across the face of goal, and no taker for Manchester United. Excellent ball across the face of the 6-yard box.
Yeah, Richardson just slips the ball here, and I think he was expecting Solskjaer to come in on that back post. He didn't quite get there in time and just ran away from him. I think Ryan Giggs disappointed with his delivery as well.
So the Celtic back four is unchanged. That's Telford, Varga, McManus and Wilson. Across the middle now, Petrov, Lennon, Pearson and Thompson. Front two, Zurawski and Dublin. The players off. Maloney is off, Hartson's off, and of course Keane has switched sides. Here's Zurawski against Vidic. That's for Pearson. Well, Dublin and Petrov were in the middle for the cross. Disappointing ball that from Pearson.
Yeah, this is a good break. You just need to keep his composure a little bit more. He had more time than he thought. He could have made it come inside. Scholes was stretching to try and get there.
Well, the Manchester United clock turned back in central midfield with Scholes partnering Keane. Vidic to Brown. Interesting to see which is the first Celtic player to make a tackle in Roy Keane. Neville's pass. Now Piqué is off for Manchester United, so too is Patrice Evra. And Giuseppe Rossi has also been replaced, so has Luis Saha. That's for Zurawski's run, the pass from Thompson. Vidic following, has a good ball inside. And Mark Wilson very well robbed there by Keane. Calm piece of defending. And he enjoyed that all right. Sorting out the young buck here from Celtic.
Yeah, he did, and as he went past the Celtic supporters, he just put his hands up. So what else could I do?
Played forward again by Keane. It's Neville. Solskjaer. Neville again. Ronaldo. Fine block. He's back with Scholes. Well, a sharper Paul Scholes. I think we'll have that on target.
This is a fine save from Buric. Ronaldo's first touch is good. He gives everything to it. That was going in the far corner. Under pressure, Scholes to try and keep the ball down. But this is a fantastic save again. This was Arrow went into the far corner. Strong hands, knocked it away.
Neville lets that run. So Rio Ferdinand also is a player who has departed the scene. Thinking no doubt about World Cup preparation. Gary Neville getting a half a game. Rio Ferdinand getting a half a game. Here's Brown now, Silvestre. Rather obvious, it's well won by Petrov. That's a good ball across too. Not attacked well enough inside the box by any Celtic striker. Brown now to Scholes. Here's Ronaldo. Allowed that to run past him to Telfer. McManus now has Lennon available ahead. Well, the attendance here, 69,591, which is the largest ever attendance for a testimonial match. It's quite incredible, Frank.
Well, it is incredible, but you just think about the history of these two teams and how they love their heroes, and they do come and support the players that are real legends to all these supporters.
Back there from Zurawski for Thompson. The block was made by Keane. Tidying up work completed by Vidic. Good interception by Lennon. Bit of luck there, might have reached Pearson.
There's a bit more pace about the second half, isn't there? That obviously both managers said, come on, we need to up the tempo. People have paid decent money to come and watch.
I think the fresh players helped too, Frank, just to come on there at half-time. You made the point in the first half that if you come on at this stage, you've got a decent run at the game, whereas if you come on after 78 minutes, it's more difficult.
Yeah, well, it's almost over by the time you just get warmed up, but you do like that edge with the game, because you find and that you're into it, your concentration is there, and both teams have started fast as well.
Boric had to hurry the clearance. Ronaldo was closing him down. Interesting front pairing out for Manchester United now, Ronaldo and Giggs. They do have strength and depth, though, don't they, right throughout that squad.
It's also the fact that the midfield forward players, the likes of Giggs, very adaptable. He can play in almost any position. I'm sure if you ask Giggs to play left back, he could do it.
Yep, genuine footballer. Yep, the layoff from Petrov, picked up by Lennon. This is Thompson. Pearson shows ahead. That's good passing from Celtic. Mark Wilson now with Thompson. Thompson, rather a quiet season at Celtic this year. Not too many first team starts. Petrov wide for Telfer. Held up by Richardson. Strong defending there by Neville against Zurawski. Faced each other in World Cup qualifiers against Poland. Now it's Scholes. United fans very happy, I'm sure, to see Scholes and Solskjaer featuring in a match like this. Manis with the pass back. Good play by Scholes and by Keane. This is Neville. Ronaldo again coming short. Well, that's a feature now of the forward play from Manchester United. The two front men tend to want to come short. That's wasted by Richardson. No out-and-out natural finisher, striker.
No, I think that's the thing about it. Give these players, if you look at Ferdinand in the first half in a position in midfield, but just give them a little taste of what it's like of playing different positions. It kind of broadens your horizons, and obviously you have to receive the ball in different situations. Obviously the further forward, the tougher it is.
Alan Smith still injured. Manchester United midfield player. Well, disappointing for him, obviously. Brian Kelly, former Fulham manager, in the stand taking notes. The huge figure here of Arthur Boric wants to play with that miniature ball. I don't think Roy Keane sees the funny side of that too much. .5 years of outstanding service to Manchester United from Roy Keane. Remarkable statistics too. Played 479 competitive matches, scored 51 goals, 17 trophies, including 7 League Championships and 4 FA Cups. Chance here for Giggs. That's through for Ronaldo. He's onside. Chance here for United. 1-0 to Manchester United. Ronaldo the scorer.
What a pass this is from Ryan Giggs. Outside of his left foot. Spinning ball. Ronaldo timed his run to perfection. Beautiful touch. The left back's keeping onside, left side, centre back, through the goalkeeper's legs. What a ball that is. First touch takes it there, second one's in the net.
That was deadly finishing this by the Portuguese striker, or winger rather, but what a fine job he did there. Appreciation shown by Roy Keane. Well, indication from Ronaldo, who may well be a real star in the World Cup coming up. But the pass from Giggs was truly outstanding.
Well, he's a world-class performer, Ryan Giggs. And if there's any kids want to look at a role model, he is the one all the way through his career. Great attitude and played wherever he was asked, but a fantastic footballer.
Chance there for Dublin, getting up there against Vidic. Appreciating the delivery there. Real effervescent character there in Dublin. Still with great enthusiasm for the game. So Roy Giggs with the pass, Ronaldo with the finish. Well, this would have graced any occasion.
Without doubt. It made it easy for the forward, didn't it? Just running in on goal. Lovely, lovely touch.
I enjoyed that. And why not? Well, a marvellous career at Aberdeen, Alec Ferguson, overcoming Celtic and Rangers so frequently. Down goes Wilson, fouled by Scholes. This time, I think that's perhaps the result of being out for so long.
No, he just can't tackle. I'm afraid it isn't anything to do with him being out. Paul Scholes can't tackle. That is the worst part of his game. He's got great attributes, but he's never been able to tackle.
He does get a number of bookings, doesn't it, for that sort of thing? Yeah.
It is.
Big men up to the back as Thompson flicks it into the far post. Up goes Dublin. Well, a chance there for Varga, although he's being closed down very rapidly by Vidic and Keane.
Yeah, there's good delivery, good deep delivery. Dublin does well, knocks the ball down. I think Varga was very aware that there could have been a coming together of legs. Obviously didn't want to get himself injured or anybody else.
Well, the Celtic supporters still enjoying themselves hugely here, despite the fact that teams are go behind, but they're looking to sort that out quickly. Well, Dion Dublin lost his bearings there, gave that straight to Solskjaer. As Scholes, Solskjaer free on the right. Now Silvestre. Keane wants it back. Giggs with the dummy. It was well read by Telfer for Celtic. Brown in a bit of trouble there against Petrov in Dublin. Lennon has possession. Now Thompson. Well, it's a long time in the air, that ball. Telfer was immediately crowded there by Silvestre. Good turn by Petrov. He may well consider himself, Frank, to be in a bit of a shop window tonight, still in Petrov.
Yes, well, considering the bombshell really for Celtic supporters, I think they put a transfer request in. I think the situation now with players, if they're wanting to leave a club, especially a big club like Celtic, I think that the club won't stand in the way, but you have to make sure that they get the right money for them.
That'll be the issue, all right. Usually when they want to go, they go, one way or another. United players working very hard to close people down. They're really showing a lot of energy when they don't have the ball, United. It's making life difficult for Celtic in possession. Good work by Telfer. There's McManus. Good running by Zurawski, and he's unlucky. It came off his back. Now Keane. Here's Giggs. Stepping away from Pearson. A measured pass intended for Ronaldo, and there's a slow one for Varga. Colliding, I think, with his own teammate, Stephen McManus. The ball being turned out to allow Varga to recover. required treatment, but he did get a sore one.
It was unfortunate that both players. Obviously, if they had left it, I think that Ronaldo would have picked it up.
69,500 people here. And here's the challenge which resulted in the damage on Varga. It was his own player who did it. It was Stephen McManus who caught him, not Ronaldo. McManus again in possession. Given away by McManus, straight to Solskjaer. Neville well forward, that's Keane, now Giggs. Solskjaer under pressure there from Petrov. That's good play by Varga. Petrov trying to release Zurawski on the far side. Vidic is quick enough to get there. That's good play by Vidic. The jury's still out on Vidic, Frank?
Well, I think it's early days. I think he did quite well when he does the simple things. But I think next season there'll be big asked of him, because to actually get a regular place in the team, he's going to have to be very, very consistent. But what happened this year is that Wes Brown got injured, and he came in the team, and I think they were looking short-term on him, but he did so well. I think there's big expectations here next year that they go try and win the league championship back from Chelsea. So there'll be pressure on a lot of players.
Here at Old Trafford for a testimonial.
Brown across to Neville. And the Tannoy system announcing the record testimonial crowd.
The attendance this evening is 69,591.
Confirmation there of the attendance for Roy Keane's testimonial. 69,591.
Amazing support here at the theatre.
Now it's Paul Scholes. Richardson may run through the middle. Ronaldo's onside. So is Richardson. Chance for United again. Well, Kieran Richardson, I can tell you, is not happy at all with Ronaldo. He was in great position to take the ball, played across goal.
Yeah, it was Telfer, kept everybody on. He's waiting for the ball. There's only one thing in his mind. I don't think very often he looks up and he's went for sheer power. He's got everything wrong there.
Well, in fairness to him, I think that Richardson may well have been offside if he played him in at that point. So that's the return for his shots and goal. Back now with Lennon. There's Wilson. Reaching a stage in the match, I think, in fairness to any player who may come on, it really should be not much later than this, should it?
Well, I think when you get to this stage, to make any changes now would dilute everything. I mean, what you want, and then with the crowd and the way they are, I think we've got that situation now that I mentioned to you before, Joe, with the singing, and knew they would get the whistles. This is not an anthem that they like here at Old Trafford. But
yeah, that's right. You mentioned that. You predicted that, Frank. They would sing "You'll Never Walk Alone," the Celtic supporters, and that would not go down well here in the Theatre of Dreams, the Liverpool anthem.
Well, I was a bit surprised that it took this long for it to come out. But obviously, since Celtic have gone a goal down, maybe that's why.
That's good play. Zurawski and Dublin together. Here's Zurawski with a shooting chance. Didn't really catch that, and Petrov is furious because he was in space on the right-hand side of the box. Well, Zurawski's had a mouthful there from Petrov.
Well, this is probably the best chance they've had. I think he's in here. He could have used the ball again. Decides to have a shot. And it's over the bar. But it's added a little bit of an edge to the game. And that's come from the supporters, which is great.
Well, a friendly atmosphere's changed a little. A little lack of sensitivity perhaps from the Celtic supporters. Here's Pearson. The pass picks out Telfer, who made it in a good pass with a good run. He won't run away from Richardson though, that's not likely. Here's Ronaldo, that's a fine ball. Solskjaer playing it forward for Giggs. Ronaldo wants it back. Solskjaer wants a cut back. Taking too long, Ronaldo, to do that. allowing Celtic to regroup in defence. This is Neville, and now Scholes. And Keane goes through, and he doesn't get a penalty. Well, he looked hopefully towards Mark Halsey, the referee. Well, the spirit of the game, you think they might have given them one.
Well, I don't think that's right. I don't think it was a penalty anyway. There was a little bit of a nudge there, but I think Roy felt that he'd lost the ball. I think the referee is right, because the teams aren't messing about. They're serious about getting a result here. So why would he do it just for nostalgia? I don't think that's right.
You're quite right. Absolutely right. That's a corner kick to Celtic. Sylvester blocking the cross from Telfer. So 25 minutes of the match remaining. And the set piece to exploit with Alan Thompson's delivery. Varga, Pearson, Dublin, McManus arriving later. There he goes now. Right to the far post it goes. Headed on there as far as Pearson. Here's Thompson again. Better delivery at Dublin! What a save! Van der Sar off the underside of the bar. Here's Dublin again. Oh, he's done well once more. Ball still in play. And this time Van der Sar makes the catch. What an attempt by Dublin, and he looks at Andrew Van der Sar. Just how do you manage that?
Well, I don't think he knew very much about it. He just stuck his hand up. And I don't think he expected that the ball was going to come to him, and just shoved his hands up as the goalkeeper do to react. And it's gone on to the bar, and he's knocked his hand back.
Wow, what a worry that could be for Holland in the World Cup. Edwin van der Sar.
Yeah, he's the Dutch captain as well, of course.
Forgot to mention his arrival as Ronaldo breaks again, and that's a fine block by Boric, is it not? No, the referee says no, he's changed his mind. He's given the corner now. It surely was touched there by Boric.
Yeah, he did get a touch on it. I don't think it was going in anyway, but there's some significant stops tonight.
Back again to Ronaldo from Giggs. Now Scholes. I'll tell you, there's some concern about Van der Sar. He's not a happy individual back there.
No, he doesn't look happy at all.
Hand damage. Well, the ultimate nightmare for an international manager, I think that would be. That's well taken by Boric. Richardson's cross. He's got a problem with that finger. Well, could you imagine him telling Marco van Basten, sorry about that, it's playing a testimony at Old Trafford, and come on a second, I've sub, I staved the finger, and I'm out for the first couple of matches. I don't think so.
Well, there's not going to be another World Cup for him, is there?
No, indeed, not at all. 36 years old now. Here's Gary Neville. Well, the celebrations go on. It's been a good season for Celtic. League champions again for the 40th time. Huge margin from Hearts and Rangers. Now it's Varga. Well, he tried to chip that into the path of Petrov. You must give Varga credit for that attempt. Zurawski's header goes astray. It's with Solskjaer. The early ball releases Ronaldo. He needs support in the middle. It's arriving late. Giggs is trying to get there. So is Richardson. Back with Solskjaer. And now Giggs. All they could do was earn the throw. Roy Keane prowling at the edge of the area. Richardson and Giggs. This is Keane. Over on the far side is Neville. Now Keane again. Good passing from Manchester United. This is Scholes. Cut off there by McManus. Scholes wins it back. Well, Lennon going in in uncompromising fashion there against Giggs, who really checked out of that. Petrov did well. Here's Thompson. Inside is Pearson. Dublin's ahead, so is Zarowski. Telfer comes from right back. Well, won again by Vidic inside the area, got there ahead of Thompson. Bit of space here now for Solskjaer. That's for Giggs. Oh, beautiful first touch. The control was superb. Pass isn't too bad either. Lennon steps in to clear it up for Celtic. Well, the match has kept a decent pace in the second half. Zarowski's offside.
Yeah, I think that's a lot to do with the crowd. You know, they've kept up this rate of chants and different things, and so we got a little bit more of an edge when they started to sing the song. But I think both managers must have had a word that, you know, come on, we've got to keep this pace up.
Well, Ferguson's only had to kill us Queiroz is number 2. Maybe some message imparted, I think, to the players, or perhaps some alterations in the squad. Here's Silvestre. Keane's pass just out of reach of Richardson, who was offside. Flag's been acknowledged by a referee, Halsey, but the game continues. That's good refereeing. Wes Brown's header. Here's Silvestre winning that from Petrov. Now Scholes. Celtic going to make a change. They're going to bring on Charlie Mulgrew. And the offside flag this time is up against Ronaldo. So it's going to be Charlie Mulgrew for Paul Telfer, and I think that will mean Mark Wilson going to right back, probably. Charlie Mulgrew having gone to Dundee United on loan this season and made a very good impression at left back there. Dublin did well against Brown. Here's Thompson, and Vidic stood up very well there. Very good judgment shown by Vidic.
Well, he had a spare man there, wasn't it? Zarowski was there. They just got a bit of communication that I could have just slipped him in. He'd been in one-on-one with the goalie.
2 youngsters from Manchester United. Fraser Campbell and Kieran Lee are coming on. Well, that's, I think, enhancing the occasion for the United supporters to see these 2 young men playing in this kind of company. Lennon's pass. Thompson now to Zarowski. Pearson gives it away there, rather. No, Petrov retrieves it well. Perhaps Telfer's last involvement in the play, this. Yeah, there's activity in the bench. They want to make these changes shortly. This is Telfer lofting it in towards Dublin. Well, there's a good pull down there, but Vidic again standing up well. He is a central defender who likes to stay on his feet, Frank. Doesn't dive into too many things on the ground.
I don't think he's got great pace, so he has to make sure that he jockeys people and puts them into areas that he wants.
This is Ronaldo. Playing all across the front now. This free roll coming from the left this time. Here's Keane behind him. Solskjaer's offside. Well, that's a great bit of striking play, that, and fine goalkeeping. It would have come to nothing. The flag was up.
Beautiful pass from Keane. He was offside, but look at his first touch. He's on the turn. And Wallop, if there's one thing this guy does, is get his shots on target.
So Wes Brown is going off. Kieran Lee goes on with Fraser Campbell. Still waiting to see who's coming off. The 4th official's having some trouble with the board there to get the numbers up quickly enough.
Well, Campbell certainly is a forward. He scored a lot of goals in the reserves this season, and that's what they've done. They've given them a reward by including them in for this match, and they'll get a little taste of it, which you said earlier.
Charlie Mulgrew too will get a bit of taste of the action here. That's what's happened. He's gone to left back with the Mark Wilson coming to the right. So Kieran Richardson is the United player coming off. And the replacement is Fraser Campbell. So Lee has gone to left back. Silvestre's gone to centre back beside Vidic. So back 4 of Neville, Vidic, Silvestre and Lee. Across the middle now is Campbell on the right, Scholes and Keane in the centre. Solskjaer switched to the left, and still Ronaldo and Giggs up front.
Well, he's done a lot. He's play players out of position. Not out of position, but give them a little taste of different ones. And like Campbell normally plays a centre forward, but obviously it's a learning process for everybody.
Well, it adds to the interest, I'm sure, for both sets of supporters to see some young players blooded in games like this. There's young Lee. And now Silvestre picking out Campbell on the far side. That's a very good first touch. Neville's return pass just out of play. Well, Mulgrew will be hoping that next season he can force his way into the Celtic team on a regular basis at left back. Paul Telford now approaching his 35th birthday, may not be lasting too long at right back, but Mark Wilson's the obvious replacement, so there will be a vacancy there in the near future. Played in there by Solskjaer. Campbell challenging against Mulgrew. Clearance by Lennon. That's good play by Petrov. Knew exactly what was happening around him. Dublin's layoff. This is Pearson, man who should be making those runs from the centre of midfield at pace. Petrov inviting Zurawski to set up again. And this wouldn't have done Zurawski's fitness any harm anyway, this amount of running he's done up front.
Well, they've had to do a lot of running to try and get the ball. I mean, and also when United have had it, they've had to defend as well.
Well, he's played beside Hearts in the first half, who doesn't do a lot of running. And Dion Dublin similarly is not too mobile these days. Here's Ronaldo again, taking the pass from Neville. Campbell's into the middle. Back here with Neville. Now Keane. Campbell's come short, took his eye off the ball there, allowed Lennon to step in. Wilson did well to find Petrov. Wilson now testing the pace of Lee. Well, the young man got to the ball, according to the assistant on this side. It didn't look to me as though he get much of a touch on it before Wilson went down.
He made a good recovery. He didn't look at one time like he was going to get anything. He didn't know too much about it. Very generous decision.
Yep, should have been a free kick, I think. Let's give the young man the break. Here's Campbell now. He's moved into the middle. Well, he switched Campbell and Ronaldo. Ronaldo's on the flank. Campbell in a more central position. Here's Zurawski. Shooting chance perhaps. Well held by Van der Sar. First involvement he's had since damaging that finger.
Yeah, Zurawski's done well here. Doesn't quite get it, hits it into the ground, takes a bit of the pace off it.
Giggs forward there, but Campbell's back on the right. A little wrestling match there with Mulgrew, and the decision goes United's way.
I thought Campbell may have pulled back here initially. He's done well to get a free kick. Call this referee a homer, I think.
You said it.
Yeah, Mark Halsey's a Cockney who lives in the northwest. He trains a lot with Bolton.
Well, here's Giggs over the free kick. Roy Keane has a little over 10 minutes left. The United shot. Taken away was a good one there by Mulgrew. Chance here. This is Ronaldo offside. What counts? Frustration. Delivery there from Solskjaer. The flag was up instantly.
Well, it's Solskjaer who wasn't up. What's happened? He's become active now. He's in an offside position. Well, he has come back, but he's become active. I think what he's saying is that he can't become active. He can't become a part of the move. I think he was looking at Alex Ferguson there, because I think he said to Alex Ferguson, if I get 2 goals, I can come off. And that's what's happened.
Well, I must say, I thought the assistant was right. This is Keane. Good pass. Giggs with the layoff for Campbell. Good tackle there by Mulgrew on Campbell. This is Petrov now to Varga. Pearson. Mark Wilson in his more familiar position at right back. Well, in his earlier career, he's been a more regular left back at Celtic. That's Keane now to Ronaldo. He's robbed neatly by Lennon. Good play by Zurawski. This is Thompson. Held up by Vidic. And the ball is collected calmly in the end by Van der Sar, who does seem to be quite relaxed about that hand now. There's certainly a few moments of concern after his save from Dublin's header. Giggs. Scholes, always willing to take the ball in a tight situation like that. Now it's Solskjaer on the left. There's Lee outside him. Giving it away. Zurawski collects for Celtic. Here's Wilson. Lennon looks up to see that Zurawski's peeled off there on the left, but he's well challenged by Vidic. I think it's had a good match actually for United defence.
Well, he's not pulled out of anything. He's a very aggressive player.
Well beaten here by Pearson though. Chance this time for Dublin. He's missed it. Well, great play by Pearson. A feature of his plays, his running power from midfield, and this time it almost paid off.
Yeah, great body strength there. Picked out the man. The goalkeeper going the wrong way. It's only got to be on the target. Very, very strong by Pearson. Great layback. First time touch, and he's knocked it past the post.
Well, Van der Sar was hopelessly exposed there by that Celtic attack. Here's Roy Keane, and now Ronaldo. Solskjaer back to Lee. Was on Thompson back helping in defence. Here's Zurawski. Mulgrew trying to match him, going outside him. Made good headway there, Mulgrew, but it was all in vain. Another of the Celtic youngsters about to come on. Young Rocco Quinn's going to get his opportunity in this wonderful setting. Fraser Campbell. Much too high for Giggs. Exchanging greetings with his captain. So it's Petrov going off and Rocco Quinn going on. Another young man on whom there are high hopes in Celtic ranks, Rocco Quinn. Kilian Petrov has departed, and we may not see him too often in Celtic colours, depending on what happens over the summer. John O'Shea coming on, almost a Celtic player before he came here, but he will now come on. And there's an adjustment made in the middle, and we've got Tony Leak as the fourth official going into the middle. Ronaldo being replaced by O'Shea. Well, Tony Leak is taken over here in the middle with Mark Halsey taking over the fourth official duties. Ronaldo doesn't look entirely happy to come off. He was enjoying himself, I think.
I think the referee thing is, I think he's making his debut next season, I think, in the Premiership, so they're giving him a little taste. I think that's what the announcer said. He's picked up a little bit of it.
Well, he's going to get 6 minutes plus stoppage time. Well, Ronaldo looks pretty happy. There's Dublin's chested pass. Thompson now to Lennon. Now Zurawski. Here's Rocco Quinn. The interception made by O'Shea. Keane to Scholes, who's pushed further forward now with O'Shea in midfield. Roy Keane still something to say, but what are the lines about the referee there? The referee, to the league we understand, has just recently retired, so this is going to be his swan song in the middle.
Maybe he wants share of the testimonial funds. his last game.
Well, it's not a bad way to end your career, I suppose, to front of a 70,000 crowd almost at Old Trafford. Manchester United against Celtic. Here's Quinn. Well, he certainly was intent on having an attempt on goal, Quinn, but couldn't keep that down.
Yeah, it was a bit ambitious. They'll take some shot to beat Van der Sar. A good power on it. The direction wasn't there.
Well, Stelian Petrov there in the Celtic dugout, the bench, and wonder, will he be there next season in the hoops of Celtic? Or could we have seen him for the last time? There's Gordon Strachan making his way back to his seat, having tinkered again with the Celtic formation. Dion Dublin is waving all the Celtic players forward, especially the centre-backs, Varga and McManus, for this free kick. Celtic don't like to lose any game, and they'll be determined to try and do something here. There's McManus getting up well. A long way out. United held a high defensive line there. Keane to O'Shea. This is Scholes. Now Campbell at pace. No one in the middle. It's a very good cut back. What a chance for Scholes.
Maybe it's a little bit early for him. This is normally where you guarantee it on the target, but for Paul Scholes, obviously he's a little bit too early back. I think next season, phenomenal striker of the ball.
Yep, can't think of too many others you'd rather have in that position than Scholes normally. Roy Keane at the edge of the area, waiting for a clearance to land his way. Oh, straight back out to him from Giggs. Closed out quickly by Pearson. That's Neville has given it away. Straight to Zurawski. Thompson's pass was good. Here's Quinn. Now Dublin. Resisting that challenge from Keane, which was just a touch half-hearted, I think it's fair to say.
Quite understand it.
Safe catch by Van der Sar, and options to his right. One of them is Campbell. These young players seem to get quicker and quicker, Frank, don't they?
Yeah, it's unbelievable, isn't it? That these days they seem to have almost everything.
Heavy pass that from O'Shea. He tried to pick out the run made by Scholes. So lacked the necessary control. Well, the crescendo sound building up again in recognition of Roy Keane's legendary status here. With just a couple of minutes remaining for the crowd to show their appreciation of a genuine hero. This is Pearson. Now wide it goes to Alan Thompson. Sylvester's header clear. Here's Lennon. Well, a tired attempt there by Lennon after a very long season. This is Scholes. Young Lee makes progress on the left. On the right is Gary. It's Keane picking out the run made by Solskjaer. Turned away. The corner kick's given by the new referee, Tony Leak. Is he too a homer, I wonder? Like it comes to Gary Neville. Another player with a huge record for Manchester United. Over 500 appearances. That's good play by O'Shea. Excellent play by O'Shea. Neville! Cleared off the line by Dublin. You can't believe it. Well, goals are very rare for Neville. He really believed he'd scored there, I think. Scholes again to Neville. Clearance is effective enough from Mulgrew, and now it's Lennon who can tie it up. With Zurawski making another run to the left. Good pass that by Zurawski for Wilson. Time running out for Celtic. They're going to get back on terms here. They certainly should have been two behind, a moment to go. Now Thompson. Quinn. Back there to Pearson. Well, they had to snatch at the shot. He had no time to set that up. Well, the captain's armband on Roy Keane for the last time in United colours. Well, the 90 minutes are over. We're into stoppage time, if there's going to be any of that, and there isn't going to be much, I don't think. The referee brings the match to an end. Manchester United have won the game. That's not what this is about, though. It's about the appreciation of a real legend for Manchester United in the form of Roy Keane. He takes the acclaim now. So like Ferguson was right, he said he'd been the winning side in the second half, and that's how it's turned out.
Well, you just look at the appreciation by all the supporters and the players. Great respect. And he's had a wonderful career, international level as well. There has been some ups and downs, a lot of controversies. The one thing you can never doubt is his commitment on a football pitch.
66 caps for the Republic of Ireland. Losing out in the 2002 World Cup after that clash with Mick McCarthy. But applause all around the stadium. And it's all for one man, Roy Keane. Well, the shots have been exchanged for the most part. Roy Keane will keep both, I've no doubt. So Alex Ferguson is now out there showing his appreciation. It's been a night to remember in the Theatre of Dreams, a night which Roy Keane will never forget. The final score, as not matter, was Manchester United 1, Celtic 0.
Yes, a special night for a special player, Roy Keane, in conversation with Sir Alex Ferguson. They parted rather abruptly earlier in the season, and this is closure for Roy Keane to a special career. And Gary Pallister is with us, Craig Burley as well. Gary, one of his former teammates, and he's going to be feeling the emotions tingling at the moment.
Yeah, I'm sure he will be. Interesting to see what he says, but it's been a great night. It's been all in honour of Roy and what he's achieved here over the years. I'm sure he's glad now that he's had this testimonial, because it's a great response from everybody concerned. And
okay, let's hear what he has to say.
I haven't really got too much to say. I would just like to thank, first of all, the fans for showing up. United fans and Celtic, thank you. I'd like to thank the players. I know it's been a long season and probably this is the last thing they needed, but I do appreciate it. To United and Celtic, thanks very much. That's it, really. Well, we've had a great night. It's something I'll remember for the rest of my life, and all the best.
It's reckoned it's a match that might have raised as much as £2.5 million tonight, and the good news is that it will be heading for charity, and that's always a good thing to hear on a night like this.
It's going to head, no doubt, head to a very good cause, and the biggest testimonial crowd ever in this country, and for a big player, and it's been a fantastic reception for Roy Keane here tonight, and you can see they're just taking it all in. You realise he's had 12 great years here, crowd singing his name. And it really has been a fantastic achievement from coming over from Ireland all these years ago. Rob, who would ever thought he'd have the impact in the British game that he has? He's been an absolute talisman, especially for Manchester United.
17 trophies in his time.
Yeah, that's amazing. And skip the team for many of them. The leader on and off the park. As Craig said, a talisman for United over the years, is the heartbeat of the side. He was the manager's voice on the pitch. Just that, it's a word I think we banned about quite too easily at times, about being a legend, but he'll certainly remembered for a lot of years up there with the Bobby Charltons, the Eric Cantonas and the Brian Robsons.
And it's when you can mention him in the same breath as great names like that you realise what he has contributed, Roy Keane, in his career.
Well, I think it was Maradona that said 5 or 6 years ago that he was the best midfielder in the world at that time, and he probably was, to be fair to him, really. When he was at the top of his game, and he's sort of 28, 29, and he's not an emotional guy, or he doesn't really show his emotions in public, but he must be feeling it a bit tonight. Rob, it's been a special night for him. He was on the winning side in the second half, although it didn't really matter, but the second half did pipe up a bit. But he's getting the applause from both sets of fans, and he will be remembered for certain things in his career, like also walking out in the World Cup and having 1 or 2 spats with players, but that's what makes him. You know,
he's a colourful character, Gary, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, you saw there, he doesn't like the spotlight. He likes to play football. He likes to go out with his family after that. He doesn't. You saw there, he's a man of few words. He doesn't want to be seen to be talking about it or going to any of these glitzy parties or anything like that. He just wanted to play football, and I think that's one of the reasons why Sir Alex loved him so much.
And it would be a shame if this is the last